Alright, we are live. Let's make some of my typical adjustments here. Get things going. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. We're in there like swimwear. Alright. Good morning. What's today? October 14th? Yeah, October 14th. Cheers. I actually got a new mug because I only had two, and I'm not crazy like my girlfriend who has like 40 mugs. But there was one night I got a whim, and I was like, I'm gonna see if there's any of these online. It's the only one I could find, so I might need to start making some of my own. But yeah, not a lot of carpet python mugs out there. What gives? So I got one. And it showed up just in time. I also got a few other things that came in. A lot of people have been hitting me up for these, but we got stickers. Trying them out. These things are awesome. They're actually nice and durable stickers. A lot of times I get stickers in from wherever, from other people, and they're kind of thin and they bubble and tear easy. I don't get that from these. These are pretty nice and durable, so these are awesome. I didn't get a ton because they're not terribly cheap, but I'm gonna toss those in with t-shirts for everybody who's hit me up for t-shirts, because there's like 50 or more of you that have mentioned you're interested, and so taking it to that note, I've got t-shirts on the way too. So I ordered a sample a couple weeks ago that came in, and that's here. I was pretty happy with it, so I ordered 100 t-shirts that are coming in of varying sizes from smalls to 3X. I put a feeler out there last week, and I got a ton of response. I didn't expect that much interest in t-shirts, and I was wrong. So a lot of you guys have mentioned that you want t-shirts. So those are coming in soon, but in the meantime I can show you the sample that came. It's pretty good. And I'm really happy with the quality on this, because it's not just like that like ironed on sort of screen style. This is like embedded in the ink. You can feel a little bit of the texture difference, but this is not gonna like crack or break or anything like that. This feels pretty solid and pretty durable. They're just kind of the unisex Gildan t-shirts. For now, this is what I'm gonna do. I do have the option to do, like tank tops, hoodies, long sleeves, women's shirts, and things like that. So based on interest and how this goes, we'll see where that takes us. But I've got a bunch of t-shirts coming in. They'll be here in like a week and a half, and then get it going and get you all some shirts. Oh, I probably should have done long sleeves with the winter coming. I went outside this morning, it was 46 degrees. That almost never happened in Santa Barbara, so that was pretty cool. And that explains a lot going on here, because a lot of these animals are heat hugging and hungry and ravenous and taking food and just sitting on the heat, and they're getting ready to hunker down, which is perfect, because I was hoping moving up here I'd finally get some seasonal behavior from them. In Santa Barbara, the weather doesn't really get too cold, doesn't get exceptionally hot, and my animals kind of were able to just baseline throughout the year. The only thing that really changed was the photo period, getting the shorter and longer days. Here they get the photo period a bit, but they're also getting much more of a cooler night temperature and ambient starting now, because in my current place, it actually feels a little bit of the weather. It's nice having hardwood floor throughout, because carpet just over insulates things. This way they get a little bit of that nighttime cool. I'll come in at night or first thing in the morning, and it's in the low 70s in here, which is great, because typically during the day it's more like 80. So I'm seeing a lot of that seasonal shift in behavior from older animals. So we'll see how it goes, but it can't hurt. So I think a lot of people are out at Tinley Park right now. If any of y'all are out there in Chicago at the NARBC show at Tinley Park, I am jealous. I wish I was out there. I know Jeff Godbold's out there, Eric Burke. Owen didn't make it, and Howard didn't make it. But April's out there. Forrest, Brian, Miguel, a bunch of people are out there. So hope you guys aren't too hungover and maybe you got coffee already. But man, I'm seeing photos and footage from that show. If anybody's paying attention to what's going on at Tinley and you're not there like me, we are missing out. So, all right, so that's it for t-shirts and stickers. Otherwise, I've been on a book buying spree. Is anybody else here into books? Well, first of all, is anybody else even here? This is like the quietest first 6 minutes of one of these. Even the first episode had more going on. Anybody there? Been buying books, and this one is like the one I'm most excited about because it's a little bit older. What's up, Brian? Yeah, you're an information fiend like me. Yeah, this I'm actually reading a bunch of. I really enjoy it, and it's a little bit dated, especially when you see some of the scientific names. Like they still refer to green trees as chondropython in there, but the husbandry aspect of it all and what they talk about that's going on with females and males during breeding and the feeding regimens and how that plays a role in photoperiod and stuff, it's still relevant information. It's apparently pretty difficult to find a copy of that book, though. Obviously, I don't think they're still printing them. I just found mine on Amazon, but it's probably worthwhile for everybody who's going to keep, pythons and boas and breed them to have as a reference. Another book that I'm super geeked about. If any of you guys listen to Morelia Python Radio, Eric and Owen had Ari Flegel on the other night on Wednesday to talk about, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? They had Ari on there to talk about his new Boland's book, and I mean, I was already really excited and intrigued before, but he's been sharing video footage of some of the Dani tribe out in New Guinea and some of the footage of, like, he filmed baby Boland's hatching in a nest out there, and he shared a clip online, and it was just amazing. And so if anybody's at Tinley, he did a whole presentation on it, showed a lot of the footage, and then had the pre-order sign up for hardcovers and soft cover books. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get one of these books, and then he just, like, everything that was, described about it, I just couldn't pass it up. So April, this one's for you. Thank you for getting me on that list out there, because everyone who's in Tinley sort of gets the first crack at that pre-order list, it seems. So gotta have that book. Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of where are you? If you're out, you're just out running around, or dang, I'm out of coffee. Well, I don't need any more. I'm like jittery and shaky. Oh, you're at work. That's dope. I wish I could connect on to things like this at work. Yeah, last week we talked about some of, like, the breeding schedule and feeding schedule a bit, and I've been thinking about it, and today is the 14th of October. If any of you guys follow that sort of schedule, that means there's like 2 weeks left to really feed your females. So everybody in here has been getting a ton of food. There's a couple ladies in here too. Been feeding a little bit heavier than I normally would throughout the year, and they are packing it down like never before. Like the rest of the year, they would digest it and be a little more sluggish after and patient for, the next meal. Right now, especially my big caramel girl, she eats a meal and paces like she's never been fed. So things are looking good for 6 pairs of carpet pythons this year. If anybody is looking for jungle stuff, caramel stuff, tiger stuff, hopefully, and then some Xanthic stuff. I should, if everything goes well, have some variety to offer you guys, and then children's pythons as well. But I feel like this would be a crappy episode if I don't pull a snake out, but I'm not really sure where we're going with this one. So if anybody's got questions, help me out. Yeah, I'm not prepared for this. Anthony, what's up, dude? Yeah, snakes and coffee. Justin Smith. That guy's trouble. You know who we could show off? A project that won't be going. Yeah, everything's going really well, dude. I'm done with school. I'm getting ready for the breeding season, and I got no complaints. Let's look at some snakes. Woo! Yummy. This girl's taking a growth spurt. This is not a jungle. Anybody have any ideas what this is? Yeah, all the grow-ups are ready. Dude, you're telling me I've been sitting on younglings for a long time that are now, like, not little anymore. Like this girl, she's not little anymore. She's not going to breed this year, but this is a citrus tiger het albino. So, citrus tigers are sort of like an interesting project that Eric Burke is really doing a lot of work with, and they stem from a lot of the HCQ stuff, which is the high contrast Queensland coastal stuff, which has its own murky background. But this being a het albino is obviously clearly mixed with Darwin, and I've got a nice striped animal visual albino for her, that possible super caramel. So I like stripes, you all know that. Going to be pairing my tiger male with a caramel, and if any of you have followed any discussion on caramel tiger stuff, you'll know that that's an interesting project. You need an albino or a zebra in your life. Yeah, dude. Zebras are awesome, can't go wrong with that, and albinos are a classic, you know that. But for some reason, so for example, caramel is an incomplete dominant. So you have your caramels and your super caramels. And then you have the tiger gene, which is polygenic. So the more you breed tiger into it, the more it expresses itself. But it's not like the same level of inheritance as a caramel. And so for whatever reason, when you pair caramels and tigers together, they sort of push each other away. You either get really good striping and low caramel color, or really good caramel color and low expression striping. And you know, it seems to be one of those things where you got to breed into it more and more, and really selectively breed from your first results and improve and improve and improve. And I know there's a few people doing it, like Todd and Nick and a few others. So I've been sitting on some caramels for a while and some tigers, so gonna give it a shot this year. And then hopefully this next season, this girl will be ready. But no rush. I got a lot. But you guys need carpet pythons. There's so many people out there right now that are asking about them. I hear it. I see it a lot more. Especially people who are looking for something different. Yeah, polygenic stuff is where it's at. Line breeding, selective breeding, you know, doing stuff that isn't necessarily morph related. It can have morphs, but really focusing on improving what's already there. That's like, it's sort of an avenue that you can't ever tap out on for the most part. Like, imagine if we were in a finite world where no more genes were popping up, no more anything was coming up. What do you do next? You know, eventually you're going to hit the maximum number of combinations or things of genes, and it'll go stale if you weren't doing that. So line breeding is always good stuff. Line breeding polygenics. And carpets are just so dang variable as it is. So I have a feeling this girl's gonna take a huge poop now after this. If anybody knows carpets, if they eat a nice big meal, you let them sit and digest for a few days. After a week, you don't see anything, and then you handle them. Next day, like clockwork. And this girl's been eating nice big meals. This girl eats medium rats every 2 weeks, to give you guys sort of a size reference. And she ate a week ago. I'm not pushing her. I'm not going to feed her this week. So basically, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to feed a little bit heavier for my adults. And then as soon as we switch into November, all the adults that are breeding this year are done feeding for the rest of the year and into a couple months into next year. The babies and juveniles, I will still offer food, but it'll be back to like a low and steady pace, if not even less than that. So animals that eat weekly will probably be every other week during the winter, just to sort of replicate a scarcity of food. It's just a little bit healthier for them. You give their digestive system a little bit of a break. And then come spring, when they're, warming up again, they're extra hungry. So that's always been my sort of train of thought. It's nice for them, and it saves, the keeper money on food, because we all know rats are not cheap. So, yeah. I don't know what else to talk about. Stickers are here. Yeah, I mean, it's the same with ball pythons, dude. You can do the same thing with them. You don't have to, but yeah, breeding season's here, man. Good morning. I guess I should say okay, so Rob Archer's asking how big do they get. Let me give you like just a ballpark sort of number, and then I'll elaborate. So I would say males should average between 4 and 6 feet, and females more like 5 and 7. Then to sort of expand upon that, you start looking at the locality. So like Papuan carpets are much smaller, so males are going to be a little more like 4 feet, maybe a little more than that, and you can keep females under 5, under 6. There's always exceptions to the rule, and they can get big. Coastals and Brettles pythons tend to be considered larger, where females easily reach 7+ feet. A lot of this is influenced by your feeding regimen, though. How big a prey, at what time, how early on are they eating big meals, rats versus mice, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of factors that you can tinker with to influence their growth a little bit, but they sort of do have a finite size range predetermined genetically. But yeah, you can expect males to be 4 to 5 feet or so, and females more like 6 to 7, depending on what you got and how you're feeding. That's a pretty comfortable size range. So most of my females are in the 6-foot range. I do have a young 3.5-year-old Carmel who's pushing 7 feet, but I don't expect her to grow too much more. I have a pretty big jungle, but she's more like the exception to the rule. She's about 7 feet. I wouldn't expect all of them to be like that. And then all of my males are pretty darn small. They live in CB70s, or these 41 quart tubs here, quite comfortably. Even my coastal males are like 5 feet maybe. And you think about 5 feet, that's pretty long, but when they're it's a snake, they coil up. They do really well in whatever space you provide them. So yeah, my males are typically eating medium rats and small rats depending on the time of the year, and females are more like mediums and larges depending on the time of the year. So maybe all of that will sort of make sense and sort of give you some understanding of size, I suppose. I hope I answered your question. And then I don't know if Danny is here. I know he's got kids. Danny Nass is, he's pretty active online, but I wanted to give his kids a shout out, Johnny and Evie. Got stickers for you guys, Johnny and Evie. We'll get you guys set up. But I do want to save a lot of stickers for the people who are buying shirts. I'll have to get more stickers for sure. That's a must. They're fun. I just feel weird charging for stickers. It costs me money, obviously, but like I would never go out and buy stickers, but maybe that's just me. A lot of people have been like trying to throw money at me for stickers, and let's just hold on. I want to get you guys stickers, but yeah, it's just more for fun, I suppose. So we'll talk. We'll do the shirts, get everybody taken care of on shirts and stuff, and then we'll do some more stickers up. Talking, yeah, you want your wife on board, trust me. Get a little guy, get a little cute baby. It's hard to say no to a cute little baby. Maybe go to a show where you can see him, check him out, and you know, handle him and see him in person. It's always helpful for convincing somebody who's on the fence about it. Yeah, carpets are great. Really versatile, pretty tough snakes that'll, you know, kind of roll with whatever setup you got. They're pretty forgiving. Yeah, sneak it in. That's what I do. They'll never know. Actually, my girlfriend's pretty good about knowing. She knows. She catches me every time. Yeah, now that I think about it, I've never gotten away with that. Yeah, see, my problem is I put it straight into quarantine, which is in the living room, and when something new is there, she knows it. She can tell. Although right now there's 9 snakes in quarantine. Whoops. Florida, no, not unless I like hit the lottery and I'm able to make my business big and full time and travel the country for shows. I'm out in California. I have a full-time job, but this is just like my hobby. I wish I could get out to Florida, man. I was out there for Croc School a couple of years ago, and I loved it. That was the only time I've been to Florida, and I'd love to go back. So, yeah. See, if you've got a space to, like, duck the new ones away and hide them, you're good. But I have enough snakes as it is. I went crazy this season. I had a really good season with rainbow boas and finally added a few things that I've been itching for and then some. So I haven't really shown off some of the new projects just because it's in quarantine. But I really like this snake. Alrighty, well, I'm jittery from coffee. I didn't have anything prepared. It's almost time for the first round of football. Not that anybody cares. Most reptile people don't, I suppose. I do, a little. But my team sucks. Yeah, I guess I should say one more thing. I have a couple Het granites, a couple boys that are available for $100 plus shipping, and then I'll get some photos up and I'll probably put them on Morph Market. And then I've got one granite male. He's in shed right now, and once he sheds, he'll look great, and then I'll get a photograph of him to put up there. But he will be available, so if anybody's looking for baby carpet pythons, I will have 3 males coming up soon, 2 Het granites and 1 visual. They are mixed blood, high level of Papuan and a little bit of coastal, so they're not super expensive. The Hets will be like $100, and the lone male visual granite I have left is $250, and that's all plus shipping. So if anybody's on the fence, hit me up. I'll post them on Morph Market when they're shed and ready. But yeah, anyways, enjoy your coffee, enjoy your carpet pythons. If you don't have any carpet pythons, you should get some. And yeah, keep feeding. Hope everybody has a good breeding season here coming up, because it's here. Alrighty, y'all. Take care. You're welcome, Rob.